Welcome to my 10-minute tutorial on painting a watercolor poppy field. So gather all your materials, here's a list of the ones that I'm using, and let's dive right in. First, we're going to start with a piece of paper that's taped down with some masking tape on all four sides. This is to keep the paper taut, and so it doesn't buckle quite as much when we're laying down our paint. After you have taped down your paper with tape on all four sides, make sure it's masking tape or tape that's really nice to paper. Go ahead and grab some clean water and lay down a wash of clean water on your paper to get it wet so that we can use the wet on wet technique to start creating our layers. After you have some clean water, we're going to lay down our first layer of grass. And so I'm grabbing some phthalo yellow green and painting from the bottom in a light value, so it's really watery paint, some blurry grass, and just kind of getting the bottom of the paper green with this blurry green to give so that we can create some depth and complexity. And I'm painting the grass by painting from the bottom upward and using very little pressure to create some thin blades. And even though the paper is wet, so the blades sometimes will be blurry, that's okay. That's what we want. We want that blurry background. So I did that with some phthalo yellow green, which is a light green. And then I also did it after that, while the paper was still wet, with some light value hooker's green, which is more of like a more natural plant-based green. So I have both of those layers of green on that first layer of grass, and then I'm going to either wait for that layer to dry, or as you can see, I'm using my embossing heat tool to dry the layer myself because I am an impatient person, and especially with smaller paintings like this, I tend to just go ahead and dry those paintings myself. So after I've seen that the painting is sufficiently dry, I'm going to mix some light value red. And light value means that it's really watery. We're going to start painting our poppies, and we're also going to paint these in layers. So the poppies that are in the background are going to be smaller and they're going to be lighter. And so the paint you're going to use with the red is going to be really watery. And to paint poppies, really, we're just kind of painting some loose blobs that are kind of in a circle. I say circle only because I don't really know what else to say for shape, but they don't really have much of a shape. They're just going to be kind of these blobs that you make with your paintbrush. And then while the paint is still wet, just dab a tiny bit of light value lamp black to represent those black centers of the poppies. Remember, these are the background poppies, and so we're going to keep painting poppies in layers, and off to the side you can't see it, but I'm adding just a little more red pigment to the place on my palette where I had been adding water, so that I get a little bit more of a pigmented poppy. And so then I'm going to add a few more of those in some places, and you'll notice that I'm doing 3 layers of poppies, so this is the second layer, and the more layers I get with each succeeding layer, the more pigmented and bright and vibrant the colors of the poppies are, and that's just to help showcase the light coming through in this field. So the back ones are light, and then they get darker and more vibrant as the farther I go up. And I'm doing the same thing with these poppies that I did before, where while they're still wet, I'm just adding a little bit of black in some places, and that's where the center of the flower is going to be. Now, while these poppies, before we go on to paint the final layer of foreground poppies, I'm just going to paint some stems coming out of the poppies, and notice how I'm doing them in different directions. Sometimes the stems are coming into the scene from the side, sometimes they're coming into the scene from the bottom. Like one of the poppies I have is kind of hanging. The flower's kind of hanging from the stem, and so just make sure to add some diversity and complexity as you're doing all of this piece. Loose watercolor, I think, is really magical because of how much movement and natural movement you can get when you let go of the idea of being perfect and just kind of paint just kind of let your brush wander where it will. So next we're going to paint the foreground poppies, the ones that are up close as if you were like laying down in this field. These are the poppies that are going to be right in your face. And so they're the most pigmented and they're the biggest. And I'm only painting 3 of them. So I'm painting them basically the same way that we've painted all of the poppies, just these loose kind of blobs. With some black in it while it's still wet to add that texture of the center. And then I even painted only half of one off to the side and had the black coming out from the middle as if that poppy was kind of open facing. And then I added some more stems to those poppies as well. And we're going to dry that final layer of poppies. And the last step to this painting is to add the grass. So we have our background grass like we did at the beginning, where we did that layer of light green on wet, so that we get that kind of blurry texture. But now we're gonna do some grass wet on dry. And so I'm starting my blades of grass from the bottom, and as I move upward, I'm letting go of some pressure so that I can create a point. So I'm purposefully lifting up my paintbrush as I'm painting these blades of grass so that the tops are thinner than the bottom where I'm painting them from the bottom of the painting. And the way that I'm painting these is first I'm painting a lighter value. So similar to how we did that first layer of grass, I'm going to paint that lighter value. And then as that sort of dries, I'm going to paint a darker value on top of it. So whenever I paint in layers with watercolor, I always go from light to dark. And unless I say always, but there are a few exceptions that are kind of trickier, but those are more advanced methods, especially for beginners. When you're layering and composing things, it is so much easier to go from light to dark. And so that's why I started with a light layer of grass, and now I'm doing a darker layer of grass. And as you can see, sometimes I'm, in order to get a point to my blades of grass, I sometimes hold my paintbrush at the very end of the handle and hold it perpendicular to the paper, and that's so that I can have a lot of control over how much pressure is actually on the point, so that I can get those really thin hairline strokes. So make sure that you're paying attention to how you're holding your paintbrush as you're trying to get these blades of grass, because your grip has a lot to do with the amount of control you have over your paintbrush, especially when trying to create really thin strokes like with blades of grass. And as you're watching, and you can see, I have the blades of grass kind of coming from everywhere, coming from the sides, coming from the bottom. I'm trying to form them around the poppies, but if some of the blades of grass overlap, especially the background poppies you have, that's okay too. I'm also adding more defined blades of grass rather than just like the thin hairline strokes. I'm adding specific leaves that might be like leaves attached to the poppy flowers themselves. And one thing that is almost always helpful when painting botanicals or painting things with nature is to take into account the diversity and make different shapes, different sizes, different colors, and different movements. That is what is going to make this look more natural. So after you've painted the grass, that's it. You're done. I just take off the tape and you have a really fun and whimsical, quirky looking field of poppies. It's pretty easy. The layers were just grass layers, poppy layers, and more grass layers. So I hope you had a fun time watching this video, and if you want to post any of your work that you've learned from this video, especially if you followed along, I would love to see. Make sure to tag me on Instagram. My handle is thiswritingdesk. And if you liked this video and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos on watercolor, art, and creative business things. So thank you once again, and I will see you next time.